Can you see the screen?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, may I begin?
Yes, and I wanted to let everyone know that what I'll do is I will time you, and in the chat, I will give you uh, a 5-minute warning since we all need to stay within 15 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Well, hello to everyone. My name is Petko Stoev, and I am a PhD student at the Bulgarian Academy of Sciences at the Institute of Information and Communication Technologies. And today I'll be presenting to you the paper of me and my colleague Stoeva titled Researching the Possibilities for the Formation of Communication Skills and Dialogicity in the Process of Training in Technical Disciplines through Teamwork on Projects. Um, a summary, communication skills and dialogicity are key competences of the 21st century and a condition for successful realization and personal development in general. And this requires that their formation is the subject of targeted educational activity. And at the same time, their implementation in the educational process is a complex and difficult task requiring changes in models of training, teaching competences, organization of training, etc. And our paper explores the possibilities of forming effective communication and dialogical skills in high school students in the process of learning technical subjects through teamwork projects. Um, Communication skills and dialogicity. Well, let's start with that. The high school stage of education covers the ages between 16 and 18 here in Bulgaria. And this is the final stage in transition to adulthood. And it's usually marked by the term teenage years. And in this period, pardon me, the aspiration of adolescents is to express their individuality, to be original, and the need for independence and communication are important features of this age. And there is an aspiration and assertion of personal choice regarding one's own behavior, desires, interests, activities, and pursuits. There is adequate self-esteem, increased moral demands, the need for independence and activity in responsible areas of social life. And at this age, the intellectual activity of the student is accompanied by richer needs and interests and a new way of thinking, also creative imagination, and etc. And as a result of the knowledge gained previously, students acquired the skills to think more fully, expansively, and regionally, and to express and defend their points of view convincingly. And in learning activities, students pay more attention to independent work, to discussion, deliberation, and collaboration. And social self-determination is part of their motivation for learning, and the psychological center in their thoughts and feeling is the choice of profession. So therefore, the interest in learning and acquiring correct social communicative patterns for professional realization increases. And yeah, communication skills and logistic. Well, let's start with that. The good verbal communication requires the skill of free expression, richness of speech, compliance with literary legal speech rules, expressing incorrect pronunciation, appropriate intonation and pace of speech, color, strength, and timbre of the voice. And the term non-verbal communication includes everything that is communicated in the process of the communication without the use of words, and it is realized by means of non-verbal signs and signals. Some of them are innate and others are acquired through upbringing and education and through the ethnic cultural characteristics of the environment in which a person grows up. And dialogic behavior is related to recognizing the interlocutor's right to his own point of view, showing empathy, mutual respect, and tolerance, attitude of partnership, listening critically, and self-criticism, and the ability to overcome disagreements, etc. Um, no. Social communicative features of team organization at work. The idea of human teamwork is based on the principle of synergy, according to which the energy of a system is greater than the energy of its participating elements, and the main characteristics of each team are related to its goals and structure, like size, role differentiation, um, and composition of the team, the status of its individual members, including the leader, group dynamics, identity, cohesion and motivation, social, psychological climate, communication, and interpersonal interaction. And in the team, there is no strict uh, structured organization of work. All its members participate in the decision-making process. In the process of teamwork, each member usually has one main task, but may perform additional ones. And team members complement each other in terms of their knowledge and skills. Distinguishing characteristics of teamwork are peer behavior, mutual respect, and personal integration, equal participation of everyone in discussions about the methods, content, and objectives of the work and its implementation. And the team organizational approach is about good interpersonal relationships and understandings. Team members maintain harmonious relationships with each other, and everyone contributes to ensuring a positive working environment and an atmosphere of trust by listening to each other, giving and receiving open feedback, exercising and accepting constructive criticism, self-assertion, tolerance, and willingness to compromise, and responsiveness. And an important prerequisite for the success of teamwork is team cohesiveness. Pardon me. Um, and expressed in the similarity between group members and similar individual values and attitudes, the desire to be together, the desire to like each other. The factors that most strongly determine the effectiveness of a team are clearly formulated goals and objectives, the degree of satisfaction with the activity performed and with group interaction, the working conditions, and the availability of sufficient resources at the disposal of the team, the social, psychological climate, and interpersonal relationships, fair and stimulating evaluation, and the personal commitment of each. Um, the degree to which team realizes its goals and achieves specific measurable results is defined by the term team effectiveness. Also uh, it also includes the satisfaction that team members experience in the teamwork process. Effective teams are characterized by clear goals, high motivation, and uh, competence to achieve them, skills to deal with difficult and conflict situations, goodwill, cooperation, support, clear rules and norms, good leader, etc. Um, yeah. So, type of team roles. Uh, in order to build a good team, team members need to have a specific behavior code behaviors called team roles. The author of team role theory, Dr. Belvin, defines it as a tendency to behave, contribute, and interact with other people in a particular way. And these team roles are formed over the course of the team's existence and represents different patterns of behavior. There is no good or bad team role, and each of them is useful for the team's activities. Rarely do members possess the characteristics of only one role, and also a person may have one role profile in one team and a different one in another. And this depends not only on the individual but also on the other team members and the social psychological climate, the goals, the objective sets, etc. And there are many studies and qualification yeah qualifications of different team profiles. The model by Dr. Belvin distinguishes 9 different team roles: discoverer, specialist, coordinator, observer, evaluator, implementer, finisher, resource researcher, shaper, and master. And these 9 roles are subsumed into 3 groups: action-oriented roles, people-oriented roles, and intellectual-oriented roles. And the first group includes the roles of designer, performer, and finisher. The second group includes the roles of coordinator, messenger, and resource researcher. And in the third group are the roles of the discoverer, observer, evaluator, and specialist. The traits of each of the team roles in Belvin's model are summarized as follows. Um, the discoverer is the person in the team with the most potential and intellect, the source of original and unconventional ideas and thoughts. And he sees the big picture and does not care about the details, which is why he often underestimates practical details, unavoidable procedures, and rules. He is direct in his judgments and criticism, prone to confrontation and disregard for others' opinion. And his natural creativity needs to be guided in the right direction to prevent him from straying from common goals and interests. Um, A specialist has in-depth knowledge in a specific field and is usually not interested in things. Uh, yeah, okay. A specialist has in-depth knowledge in a specific field and is usually not interested in things outside it. He devotes himself entirely to activities and problems related to his specialty. Yes, specialty specialty follows his own purpose and acts on his own initiative. um, um, the coordinator is best suited to be the team leader. He possesses natural authority, dominates without commanding, thinks positively, keeps cool and self-discipline when disagreements arise, and is able to distinguish the strengths and weaknesses of each member and motivate them. He has a balancing stance, coordinates joint efforts, and communicates well. Also, is tolerant but also strong enough to ignore inappropriate opinions and advices. The observer evaluator is the person in the team who thoroughly considers and analyzes the problems, evaluates the proposals and opinions, finds imperfections in the details and the ideas and the arguments, and he rarely has his own ideas, lacks creativity, and is usually serious and distant, but also tends to be inappropriately critical and littles the contribution of others. This is why teams led by such personalities are not very productive, and the contribution of the observer evaluator is essential when there are multiple ideas requiring complex decision making. The implementer is one who turns strategies, concepts, plans, and decisions into practical working procedures and executable tasks. The finisher is the person who strictly follows the order and the work programs. The researcher seeks out new developments, bring contacts, ideas, and information to the group, and encourages new initiatives. Then designer stimulates and the action and efforts of the team, bringing together its goals, ideas, and opinions into a working project. And the master is the most sensitive member of the team. He is very sociable and friendly. He takes a keen interest in people, understands their needs and concerns, and sends the mood of the team. And
I'm sorry to interrupt. It's can you wrap up your thought, please? It's over 15 minutes.
oh, right. Uh, I'm sorry. Okay. Well, then I shall skip, I guess, into the conclusion.
Sure.
Uh, Sorry. Uh, well, the whole idea of this paper about developing the necessary communication skills uh, that are really essential for as a key competences of the 21st century was actually the whole idea of the paper was exploring the possibilities of forming communication skills through uh, technical projects in high school, and the project-based learning, which is related to teamwork, free communication, expressing personal position, listening to other points of view, arguing and defending one's opinion, contributes to increasing students' communication skills and their dialogical behavior, with the strongest impact in the direction of overcoming low levels of these skills. Uh, yeah, I'm sorry
All
for
right. Well, thank
making
you.
15
Thank you.
minutes.